Oh, you've all met them, and they're probably your brother, your sister, your son, girlfriend, whoever it is, but they're ruining my fun in my game. So today I'm going to give you my bad teammate class setup. Alright, so today I am showing you a class setup that everyone in all of Call of Duty land has to have. Unless you play in a party of all great Call of Duty people, you're normally going to have to call on this at some point in your night. And this is my bad teammate build. And this is one that I have to use like 1,000 times a night, seriously. But normally when you get into those games and your team is just absolutely tanking it, just awful, you got the 10-year-old in the corner spinning around in circles holding the handgun. You got the genius over here with the riot shield running around for whatever reason. He really thinks he's going to kill somebody. Then you got that guy that keeps running into the building, getting killed by the same guy, but yet he runs back in and gets killed by the same guy over and over and over. So it's only you. You're the only positive one on there. So you have to have a build in which you can take care of yourself despite having really bad teammates. So the thing is, you're going to have to find a build that is good at everything, not great at something. Most people pick either really offensive perks and class setup or really defensive perks and class setup. So you need one that is good for both. So we're going to go into, not find a match, we're going to go into create a class. And we're going to our bad teammate build. So the first thing that you need is a gun that is going to be good up close, good at medium range, and good at long distance. So normally guns that are really fast shooters are really bad at distance, and normally guns that are really heavy damage guns tend to be very, very, very inaccurate. So you have to spend more spaces on handles and things of that nature in order to make the gun worthy. So you need a gun that is good at all of those things. So I recommend the MTAR, MTAR, whatever you want to call it. I recommend this one. And that one, it's because it has a good enough fire rate, it does decent damage, and it's good enough at long range to where you can actually kill and finish people off at any distance, close or far. As well as the iron sights on this gun aren't that bad. So you don't have to have a reticle or any kind of sight on it. You can shoot it with just the iron sights on there. Now the other thing you want to make sure is that the enemy team does not see you on the map. So you want to minimize your footprint on the mini-map. So you're going to make sure that you have a suppressor. We're going to use quick draw because just in case we get into a close range engagement, we want to be able to at least have a chance to shoot him before he gets us. The next thing, and again, we're going to make sure that we are not on the map, because the problem is when your team is really bad, that means the enemy team are going to have permanent UAVs and counter UAVs and all this other crap in the air. So using any one of these is not going to help you, because they're just going to beeline right to wherever you are. So we're going to use Ghost. Now the next thing, we're going to hop down here to our lethal and our tactical equipment. And like I said, all of these perks, like the guns, all these stuff have to have multiple uses, multiple purposes. Like I said, this one's a good close, medium, and long. Everything has a multiple purpose. So we're gonna either choose a Bouncing Betty or a Claymore. And again, the purpose for is one, of course, to kill whoever it is, but the other purpose of putting one of these two down there is to at least block off one direction where the enemy cannot come from. Or even if they do, you'll know that they're coming from that specific direction. Because what happens when your team is doing really bad, the enemy team gets frenzied, they tend to swarm. Now they're everywhere. They're running around, and that guy's over here. You turn around, there's somebody else right there. Then there's another guy coming from another direction. So you want to at least be able to block off one direction. So at least I know that this is not the place that the guy is coming from. All right, so I tend to use claymores. Now the other thing is you want to pick out your tactical equipment as well. And again, this is going to use a very dual purpose. So we're going to use the EMP grenade. And again, it self-explanatory. It destroys enemy equipment. But the bad thing is, since your team is really bad, there's going to be a lot of enemy equipment around. So you're going to have sentry guns and guardians and dragonfire, all this stuff every which way. So you're going to make sure that you keep an EMP grenade. Now, to go along with the EMP grenade and all that equipment set up, we're going to use Engineer. And again, it's a dual purpose. One, it identifies where the enemy's equipment is. Also, you have visual. You have more visual information. You know that that red piece of equipment was just put down. There's somebody. You need as much information on this map as you possibly can, because your team is really bad, so they're going to be everywhere. So using Engineer, you can at least spot, all right, he just put that down, so I know he's over here. There's all this crap in here, so I know there's people over there. So it at least gives you that information so you can discern where somebody is or where somebody may be when you go in there. Now, I'm also going to use Scavenger. That way I don't have to sit here and camp my claymore. I can keep going. You can march forward and go somewhere else, plant my claymore here, so now he can't come from behind me. I can go this way, that. So you can replenish your stuff on the go. Now the last piece of equipment, and again, this one is extremely important because your team sucks, is the rocket launcher. Now you can choose between one of these two. I tend to use this one because you have 2 shots, and the attack helicopter takes 2 shots. This one has 1 shot, but you can use it on enemy characters, and you can use it on air support, but you only get 1 shot. Now, if you have Scavenger, you can pick up 2 shots, but sometimes when you die and there's a helicopter up there, now you got to shoot it, you'll die again, now you got to shoot it. So I've died 3 times trying to shoot down 1 copter. So I tend to gravitate towards this one because it gives me 2 shots, and if I go over Scavenger, now I have 3 shots, so now I can shoot down a lot of stuff in a very short period of time as well. So that's it. So this is the bad teammate build, and like I said, it's not a build that's great at any one particular thing, but it is good at a lot of things. So it will help you, especially when you need to be able to control your area so people aren't running and ripping in your place and killing you because your team sucks.
See, we only like music that rhymes.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that this at least helped out a little bit, because I know, God, I can't stand playing with those people. My God, they ruin my flip-flopping night. If this is your first time, make sure you click the subscribe button, as always. Make sure you like the video or share it with somebody. There may be somebody who needs this information. Please help the Call of Duty community by sharing this with all the bad teammates that you find. And as always, guys, I'd like to say thanks a lot.